Fret buzz. What causes it? Tall fret or lifted fret? Before we go to repair a tall fret with a file, here's a 1000ths feeler gauge. If you can pop that underneath the fret, it's lifting out of the slot. You need to take care of that first before you do any filing. Really important to know that. Okay? So, in this video, I'm Steven with SixStringers. I'm going to show you how to use FretFixxer, the only tool for spot leveling and crowning a proud fret at the same time. You don't need an additional crowning file, and because this is also a crowning file built in, it does not bulldoze the top of your fret flat and destroy the crown. Every other spot leveling tool does that, not FretFixxer. There are several steps one must take to prepare to do the job. And so I'm going to go through all those steps. I'm going to talk about tools we don't make or sell, but that you need to use and know how to use correctly. First things first, either take off the strings like I have done here, or loosen them and tie them back off the fretboard. This is a neck support. When you're using a neck support, you want to put it here, because the next thing we're going to do is make sure the neck is flat. Very important that the neck's flat, and I'll tell you why. You're going to use a fret rocker more often than not, and that spans 3 frets. Okay? And if the neck isn't flat, so with the strings off, for example, the neck wants to go into a back bow. And so between the 7th and the 8th frets, it's going to be high. And so you're going to be using this on a hill. And of course, it's going to rock. And with the strings on under tension, very often you have an in bow. And so the opposite happens. It bridges from this fret to that fret over the middle fret, but that middle fret is sitting down lower, so it's not actually reading. And then when you move one over, you might actually think that this fret here is high when it isn't. It just acts like it because this fret is sitting lower in the in bow. The other thing about a fret rocker, when you find a high fret, let's say number 2, and then you're going like this, in fact that is a high fret, you'll see everybody do this same mistake. Please don't do this, pay attention. They'll move the fret rocker over 1. So now they're referencing the high fret they just found on this side of the rocker. So of course it's not going to read right. So when you find a high fret, you either take care of it before you continue with the rocker, or you skip it to the next group of 3. Don't reference the high fret you found on the next 3. Okay, don't do that. Nobody else tells you that. I'm telling you that. I want you to succeed. I'm giving you all the information to do that. Stay with me. Okay, so now the straight edge. You need a notch straight edge on the proper scale length. And you line it up with the center dots. Okay. And you tap it to the bridge side of the frets. Not the nut side, the bridge side. And here's why. On a well-played guitar, there's going to be finger wear between the frets. And it's going to show daylight between the straight edge and the fretboard. And that makes it very hard to really know that you're getting the neck flat. But on the bridge side of the fret, a 1/4 inch or more, there's no wear, because nobody presses notes on the bridge side of a fret. And there's no finger wear there, and the strings don't get pressed down to where they're touching that wood ever. So that's virgin wood. So that 1/4 inch or more, call it a virgin ledger. So you push it up to the bridge side and use the flashlight. And you read that part, which is the ledger, to see that you're nice and flat. Okay? Now this neck's already been flattened. But something you need to know, you turn right to tighten it, which means to make a hump. You turn left to loosen it, which is to give relief. And you don't really want to use quarter turns. 16th, 8th turns. Quarter turns is a lot, because then that's such a radical turn on the truss rod that the wood's going to want to find its way back home. And you don't want that happening in the middle of your working on a guitar. Okay, by the way, this particular kind of straight edge is the best kind. It doesn't have any sculpting or weird shape to where it's going to fall over. And it doesn't have any unnecessary, pretty colors on it. This is made in USA. I got it on Amazon. In my experience, it's the best not straight edge you can get. Alright, so now the neck is flat. We found, I know that it's the 2nd fret. We found that out earlier, so I'll mark it with a Sharpie. That's where I'm going to be working, and since that's where I'm working, now I can move the neck support over. And by the way, even when you're using a fret rocker, you want your neck support here. For the same reason you want it there for the straight edge. Because when it's here, this guy's going to flex in a little bit, okay? But now that I'm working, and I'm done with all the straightening and flattening and fret rocker work, I'm going to put it where I'm working. Now we're going to talk about FretFixxer. FretFixxer is 4.5 ounces of solid stainless steel. This is the guitar version, okay, which is what we sell on Amazon. We also have the bass version. This is not yet on Amazon, okay, and you can see they're quite different, okay, because bass guitar necks are longer and the frets are further apart. And when you look at the file, it's 240 grit diamond, and that diamond is bonded to the stainless steel with nickel plating. Okay, it's not epoxy or glue or anything like that. This is how, with the nickel plating, all professional industrial standard files, diamond files, are made. Okay, and that's how FretFixxer is made. This file is not flat. All the other spot level files are flat. And because they're flat, they also bulldoze the crowns flat on your guitar, which means then you'll need an additional expensive crowning file to repair that. The crown is built in with FretFixxer. And this crown isn't a half circle like other crowning files. With half circle crowning files, you need a different file for different width frets. We created the conic curve crown, which is really the way frets are shaped anyways. They're not half round, they're not domes. They come up to a little more pointy, more narrower at the top. That's a conic curve. And that's how we have made our crown. And by that, it is now possible to use the same file no matter the width of the frets, all the way up to like 3 millimeters. The other thing is, now because it has that crown in there, when you set it on top of a wide crown fret, it doesn't sit all the way down because it's getting narrower in the file channel than that wide top of this crown that's been worn wide. And so, because it's not sitting all the way down, it's going to want to rock. Okay? Do not use this as a fret rocker. It's not designed for that, okay? It's going to rock. Because, look at that. Now I know that fret's not that high, but this fret is wider than the narrowest part of the file channel. And so it's doing this crazy rocking, right? It's not a fret rocker, okay? All right, I'm going to move the camera in closer so you can see the actual work and what FretFixxer does. So first things first is to determine which of the step sides of FretFixxer is going to fit here. Well, it's going to be this longest one that doesn't have a step because we're up here by the headstock. Now before I use any kind of fret file, this is dry lube. You spray dry lube on a fret file. Doesn't make any difference which fret file. And what that does is it gives it better protection against like these nickel frets. Nickel is soft, and so if you press too hard, especially, the nickel is going to want to backfill and clog the diamond grit. And on stainless steel frets, it helps prevent from binding the file into the stainless steel. If you bind the diamond grit in stainless steel, that could damage the file because it's going to want to rip out diamond grit, because the nickel plating that bonds the grit to the file isn't as hard as that stainless steel. So you don't want to create that tug of war. At 4.5 ounces, this guy's pretty hefty. And so you use the weight of the file and light pressure. You don't use heavy pressure because then, you could maybe clog the file, or you could bind it into a stainless steel fret and destroy the file that way. This is true with all files for frets, diamond files and serrated files. Well, most people use FretFixxer without the handle. I'll show you the handle here in a second. There we go. Right here, it has little slots in here, and you fit it over like so, and you put your finger over the top and give it a little squeeze. And this way you can have a free hand and actually file faster. The other thing is that by using light pressure, you have a feel for what's happening, because you need to be able to have a sense of touch of when it bottoms out on the two reference frets here and here. Okay? If you're pushing down really hard, you won't feel that, and so you take the chance of overfiling and damaging these frets. Now this is true with all spot leveling files that reference 3 frets. The diamond is only on the target fret, and the metal, if you push too hard and overfile, will start scoring the tops of the reference frets. So you don't want to do that. Now you can use 2 hands or you can use 1. Whatever makes you comfortable. I think most people don't use the handle. That's what I've learned in the last year and a half or so. Now you can see this crown is perfectly shaped. It's not flat. Okay? Now FretFixxer is going to leave the fret about 3 ten-thousandths, so that is 0.0003 tall. And the reason for that is after filing any fret, you need to use like 600 paper, sandpaper, to smooth things out. And that's going to eat a little bit of material, which would then make the fret shorter if you don't leave that little bit of extra 3 ten-thousandths in the tallness of the fret after filing. So all the considerations are accounted for here. It feels like it's bottoming out. Okay, so the next thing is to use the sandpaper, and this happens to be 1,000. And you want to put some tape here and smooth this out. And then you could tamp this into a moist sponge to make it a little bit wet and get a nice shine. And that's all there is to it. Very nice crown. Nice level fret. So now you know exactly what to do for spot leveling and how to use FretFixxer.